Hi Taurus, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading. Hope everybody is well. I do want to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Taurus out there. So guys, take what resonates for you and leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind the energies may reverse. So if it is resonating, Taurus, get in where you fit in, but don't force yourself into a reading that's just not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Taurus? Taurus. All right, energy coming out rapidly. Ace of Pentacles. You have the Two of Swords in the reverse, and you have the Three of Swords in the reverse. All right, well, I like this energy. You've got something new that's beginning here, and it looks very stable. It's coming about because of decisions that you've made. I feel like you were kind of going back and forth in your head. You were a little bit indecisive for a while because you just didn't quite know what to do. And you've had your heart broken here in the past. So you're still healing. And I feel like this decision that you've made here is helping you to heal even more so. I see a stable new beginning that's happening. And just as a side note, because I know this is a relationship reading, some kind of a decision that you have made or you're making this week is going to lead you to quite a bit of money. So that looks very nice as well. Let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Taurus energy. All right, we have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Emperor in the reverse. You could be dealing with an Aries. And we have the Elemental of Swords. Now, in this deck, that would be the Page of Swords. So what I'm seeing is that the person that's in your energy, I feel like they're also trying to make some sort of decision. They're very much trying to seek balance in their life. This is also somebody who might feel like things between the two of you are a little bit out of control. And they feel like it's not really their responsibility to take control of the situation. I do feel like this is somebody who's kind of weighing up the pros and cons of this connection, but they're kind of waiting to see if you're going to take charge of the situation, and they're watching you pretty intently to see what it is that you're going to do. Let me see the energy between Taurus and this person. Show me the energy between Taurus and this person. Oh, there's a new beginning between you and this person. And if it hasn't happened, it's trying to. Very nice. You're both kind of taking a little bit of a risk here. All right, so let me see. Show me what's affecting this connection. You might be dealing with a Pisces. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, well, that's a little bit of a concern because I do feel like effort needs to be put into this. There's a sense here of neither of you really putting a lot of effort in. Now, that could have been because you were a little bit indecisive, and that could be changing now. I can tell you for the person you're dealing with, Taurus, they're not putting effort into it because they feel like for some reason that, you know, it's not their responsibility to put the effort in or to take control of the situation. It could be they were waiting for you to make a decision. So let me see here what the outcome is. Show me the outcome for Taurus. The Six of Pentacles. Yeah, that's balance. And that's what this person has been requesting or looking for. So that's balance. That's an equal give and take here. And that's what they're looking for. And I feel like it's going to be very healing for you as well. Interesting. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. That is putting the effort in. So maybe this was a situation where in the past nobody's been putting a lot of effort in, and that is now beginning to change. With the Three of Pentacles, that's cooperating. That's working together. That's both parties, you know, putting that effort in to create something that is workable. So that's really good energy. It seems almost like there was some defensive energy on both sides, and now that is really kind of dissipating. So let's clarify your reading. So far, it looks really good. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here for Taurus? Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? All right, so we have the Knight of Swords. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse. You might be fearing that things are just not going to work out. There's a sense here of feeling as if you're not being recognized, but I feel like you're going to be communicating with this person, Taurus, and I feel like you're going to say, hey, you know, I know things didn't work out here in the past. There's been a lot of disappointment. However, I feel like we can have this new beginning as long as we're both putting in the effort and as long as it's stable. Show me the Two of Swords. I feel like this was a situation where things in the past did not work out. And that might be leaving a little bit of a, or maybe there's a connection that you had elsewhere that didn't work out. But I do feel like it's like you've kind of been holding back because of the fear that this would not work out. Ooh. You do have feelings for this person. Oh, and passion. Ace of Wands, I like that. We have the King of Cups. And we have Judgment in the reverse. Yeah, so the reason you were trying to, you know, you went back and forth is because it wasn't a matter of whether you love this person, Taurus. You do. You love this person. You were trying to make sure that you were making a good decision. Like I said, something in the past here didn't work out, and you didn't want to make a poor judgment call. You also didn't want to engage in a relationship that was all about the passion or the sex. You wanted to be sure that there was love as well as passion here. And there was just this fear because of the past failures that this was not going to work out. So, and you may have been a little confused as to why this person wasn't putting effort into it. And so you may have backed up and said, okay, well, I'm not putting effort in either. Let me see the Three of Swords in reverse. This heartbreak that you experienced has definitely affected you as you've been making decisions here. All right, we have the Emperor in the reverse. Now that's in their energy. And then we have the Eight of Cups reversed. Yeah, so this person is extremely focused on you. I definitely see that, Taurus. But I feel like because of the heartbreak that you experienced in the past, you weren't taking any action towards them. You both agree that this connection kind of spun out of control. It didn't work out. And so I really feel that you're just trying to be careful. You're trying to make sure that you're not making a poor judgment call. So that led to a lot of inaction on both sides. But I feel like you're now moving back towards this person. You want to heal this connection. You want to balance this out. And I feel like you're giving an equal give and take. You're being honest with your communication. Let's look at their energy. Why is the Two of Pentacles here for the person in Taurus energy? All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles. And we have the Chariot in reverse. This person could live at a distance from you, and that could be creating some problems with regard to, you know, being able to see one another, but that's not for everybody. I do feel like this person is showing up as single. They're very independent, and they're actually very spiritual. They're in the energy of the Empress in the lower arcana as well. So I do feel like this is a very strong, independent person. And they could have been choosing whether or not, because we see with the Two of Pentacles, they were weighing up the pros and cons. This person, if they do live near you, they could have been deciding whether or not they should move from the area as well, or whether they should have a new beginning with you. I do feel like they never moved on from you. I do feel like they never moved on from you because I see that there's the energy of a return. So this is likely somebody from your past, and I don't feel like they ever fully moved on, even though they were single. Let me see the Emperor in reverse for the person in Taurus energy. Three of Swords and the Two of Cups. Yeah, this person may be a soulmate. Yeah, they may be in a soulmate. You both were extremely hurt. whatever happened between you and this person that it didn't work out, I feel like both of you were extremely hurt. But this person never truly moved on from you. Now, the difference is that I feel like you have done more healing, Taurus, than this person has, because they're still showing up with the Three of Swords. They're still showing up holding on to painful energy from whatever occurred between the two of you. This person is also saying, I'm not sure we're on the same page. So that's where a lot of this indecision is. And they're saying, you know, basically that it's not their job to heal this connection. It's not their job to take control of the situation. That's why they're kind of holding back. Let me see the Elemental of Swords for the person in Taurus energy, please. Four of Cups reversed and the Page of Pentacles. This person could be a little bit younger than you, or they could be somebody who, you know, is a little bit more immature. I do feel like that's a second chance. Four of Cups in the reverse is moving forward, recognizing the love that's still there, and it's connected to an offer or communication. And so that's what they've been looking for. So basically what I'm seeing here is that this person was also very hurt, Taurus, and they're kind of waiting to see, are you going to like come towards them? Are you going to put in some effort? And I feel like at that point, that will help them to release what it is that they're holding on to, which is a lot of pain with regard to how things ended. Now, I do see the Four of Cups in the reverse as a second chance, but moving forward, you know, having taken the lessons from the past, a new beginning, trying to figure out how to do that, how to go about doing that. This person could communicate very immaturely, so be aware of that. But I do see a second chance happening here. Let me see. You have the Fool. So that's taking a risk. That's both of you kind of taking a risk for a new beginning. Five of Cups reversed and the Two of Swords reversed. So you both have the Two of Swords reversed. I'm seeing a lot of mirroring in your energies here. At some point, I do feel like you felt like this person didn't love you, that you felt that this was just over and done. And there was a period of deep sadness here, possibly even some depression. But again, I'm seeing like a second chance energy. You're no longer in that depressed energy. You're going to take this risk. It was a solid decision that you made. They made the same decision. They never moved on from you either. You both really do want this. You both really do want this, and you're both showing this second chance type of energy. Let me see the Eight of Pentacles reversed. All right, Five of Swords and Page of Cups. Okay, so this is you expressing feelings and emotions. I see there's been some conflict here, and that's part of what, you know, caused this thing to spin out of control. The person in your energy could have a little bit of an ego, so be aware of that. Yeah, this person could be a little bit in their ego, or they could be a little hostile. They might not fight fair. It's stemming because of the pain that they experienced from this ending, though. So I feel like this person has put up a high wall, and you were unwilling you know, you interpreted that as them not having feelings for you, not caring about you. And I feel like neither of, that's not the inner feelings of either of you. I feel like you actually love this person, and I feel like you want to heal this connection. They're mirroring that, but you were both deeply hurt here. Now, I also see that you're going to extend yourself to this person. You're going to put in some effort. And honestly, Taurus, I think it's a great idea, because that's what kind of softens them, that opens that door. There's been some conflict here. So this person, when they fight to win. I can see that. There's some ego here. And that's been detrimental to the connection as well. But it is stemming from pain. It's stemming from, you know, the way things ended between the two of you. You both were heartbroken. Let me see your outcome. So I do think that you extending yourself to this person is exactly what needs to happen, because it's going to break down those walls so that the two of you can communicate in a authentic manner. Show me the outcome for Taurus. Yeah, there it is. 5 of Pentacles reversed. That's a reunion, and it's going to be very balanced. Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers. Yeah, this is a big deal for both of you. This person does feel like you are a soulmate. That's why they were so heartbroken. They feel like in some manner that there wasn't an equal balance give and take, and that's why things spun out of control. They have had fears that the two of you were not going to be able to work this out. You've had the same fears. But it looks as if the two of you are really beginning to overcome that. 6 of Pentacles tells me that it's going to be balanced. It's an equal give and take. And there is a reunion happening here. Wheel of Fortune tells me that things are going to be moving now in a much, much more positive, you know, direction. And it's really because of the actions that you're taking. You're moving from non-action into action. And that's going to make a huge world of difference. It's going to heal this relationship. Now, in their energy, this is somebody who does have other options as well. But I do feel like if they, you know, that you are the person that they want to be with. And I do feel that as long as it's a equal give and take, I think that this person is definitely moving towards you because they feel you are a soulmate. So I see this coming together, and I see it coming together in a really balanced way. So I like that. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands reversed. That does indicate that, you know, there's something here that has been unspoken. Page of Wands tends to be good news. So there's good news that hasn't been spoken. It hasn't been, you know, related as of yet. I think that once you reverse that into the Page of Wands in the upright, it's going to bring in that cooperative energy where you're both putting effort into this. Now, as far as signs, you might be dealing with a Gemini. That's very strong energy. There's Cancerian energy here, Pisces energy. Let's see, Aries energy is here. So, but it, you know, they could just have any of those energies strong in their chart. So don't get too tied up in the signs. All right, I'm going to pull a oracle card for you, Taurus. This looks really good, though. I mean, it looks like a really nice reading for you. All right, so your reading is Intention. That's number 22. It is in the reverse, and we do read reversals in this particular deck. So let me find that for you. It says, deliberate, clear intentions have the power to change your world. Now, in the reversal, it says, are you clear about your intentions, or are you in a foggy state of denial about your true motives and or ambitions? This is the time to step back and gain perspective and clarity about your direction. Check your motives and ask if they are sincere. Are you pursuing some goal blindly without asking its cost? Good intentions are being misinterpreted. See, that's what I was telling you earlier. Now is a time for self-evaluation and self-nurturing. You will benefit greatly if you take time out to regroup. All right. Beautiful energy, though. I do feel like this is going to go well. Make sure your intentions are clear. And, you know, step forward, Taurus, because this looks really good, honestly. It breaks down those walls, and it looks like there is a reunion happening. And it's going to be very balanced as well. All right, I hope it's been helpful. If you've resonated with the reading, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype this video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Taurus, know that you are love, and namaste.